All right, everyone. Hello and welcome to the stream. Welcome to the pre-stream for the premiere of Just Cause 3. I am Darkside Phil, and welcome. It is indeed Tuesday, December 1st, 2015, ladies and gents. That's right. It is time for the premiere of the final new game that I'll actually be playing in this year. And there are other games coming out. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm saying, oh, there's nothing else being released this year, but this is going to be the final premiere, world premiere of me playing a new game in the year of 2015. And it is Just Cause 3. And I will clear up a few things already. I see questions in the stream chat and stuff going on, which I will address. No worries. So hope you're all doing well today. Happy December. Yeah, it's official. It is now December. The holiday season is in full swing. Everywhere you look, there's holly. There's Christmassy decorations, right? Lights, Santa's reindeer, elves, sleighs, fake snow, real snow, owl snow. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. But yeah, it is a holiday season. In full effect, we now have our Christmas tree up. We now have Christmas decorations all over the house. We even have a new decoration we put outside yesterday, which I'm going to actually do a vlog about eventually. Maybe sometime this week. We'll see. And I am feeling festive. I'm feeling great. I love this time of year. I say this every year. It's my favorite time of year because people seem to be in higher spirits. People seem to be feeling good for the most part. And it is a cool time of the year to be sharing my gameplay experiences with you, and also to be working on fun year-end series. It's a really awesome time. And I'm having a lot of fun, obviously enjoying my job and sharing these experiences with you. I mean, in particular, let's face it, yesterday's Rock-A-Thon was something completely different, something completely unexpected, something that I felt that if I did it, that it would be something that would be unique and people would remember. And from all accounts, what I'm receiving as feedback is that people loved it. They're very happy that I did it. As of right now, fingers crossed, knock on wood, no issues yet with music content ID matches or copyright strikes or anything like that. Then again, the video, which it is only one video, it's a 7-hour-long video, which is the reason I did it that way. So there's only one video for minimizing the reduction of these kind of copyright issues. So far, in 15 hours, it's only been live, but there's been no issues. So we'll see what happens over the course of this week, and, this will be good. This will be a guideline to see in the future, moving forward, if I want to do future Rock-A-Thons like that, or not just Rock Band, but maybe Guitar Hero and other stuff like that, how it's going to go. So, thank you to those of you who were here live yesterday for that stream. It certainly was outside of my comfort zone, something I had never done before. But overall, it seems the overwhelming feedback that I've received is that it was great. And people actually are already asking me, when's the next one? When will I do another one? Will it be a patron goal in the future? Yada, yada, yada. Let me put it to you this way. I'm certainly not against doing it again. But let's relax. Let's sit back. Let's see what happens in regards to the copyright situation, okay? Because obviously if I end up getting a copyright strike because of this video, I'm probably not going to want to risk doing this again in the future. And it's sad but true that, unfortunately, even though this game, Rock Band 4, that I played yesterday was a promotional copy from the game maker, that I could still get a copyright strike against my channel for it for completely unrelated bullshit reasons. So we'll see what happens with that. That's number one. And number two, obviously I want to see overall how the overall feedback is. It's awesome that overnight I've been being told that it's the best stream I've ever done. I mean, that's pretty wild. Considering all the things I've streamed in the past 2.5 years, including games like South Park: The Stick of Truth, BioShock Infinite, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 2. Right now I'm streaming Fallout 4. I've done some pretty epic stuff. Batman. And people are now telling me that this is like the best thing I've ever streamed. I mean, awesome. I mean, that's happy to hear. I just hope that, it pans out like that. And people are like, wow, this is really awesome. And they'll spread the word that it's good. And people who normally might not be wanting to watch my stuff for various reasons will give it a look and say, wow, you know what? It is really good. Fuck whatever, all other stupid, childish nonsense that may be going on. This is actually a good thing, and we want to check it out, and we want to enjoy it, rather than listening to all the high school drama that people like to stir up. Instead of making that the focus, maybe we should actually focus on the fucking videos and gameplay. That's why Phil's here since 2008, right? So, thank you to those of you who have either were there live for the stream or have checked out the archive of the stream on DSPGaming. Let's see how it goes this week, okay? I can tell you this, hey, the video's only been live for 15 hours, and most of those hours were overnight hours when people actually don't watch my stuff, and the damn thing's already got 5,000 views and climbing. So I'm pretty pleased so far with already, with just the reaction I'm getting from it. So that's a good sign, right? And the bottom line is, if it works, if I don't get massive copyright issues, this is certainly not something that I would not consider. I would definitely consider it again as a future, a future marathon goal for Patreon or something like that. We'll see. Let's play it by ear and we'll go from there, all right? The bottom line is I spent a lot of money buying songs for Rock Band yesterday, most of which I didn't get to play, and I certainly would like to play them. In fact, half the songs I bought didn't even fucking show up in the game. If you didn't see, yeah. There were a bunch of songs that I bought while I was in the game for $2 a pop, which I did get charged for, by the way, and they didn't show up in the game. So I don't even know how to fix that. But I guess we'll see in the future if I play the game again, okay? Alright, so enough about yesterday's shenanigans. Let's talk a little bit about... I do want to briefly discuss Patreon, and then we'll get to the Just Cause 3 stuff, okay? So very briefly here, I would like to say very special thanks to everyone who pledged to my Patreon in the month of November. FYI, patreon.com/darksidephil, duh. That's the address. I'm pretty sure if those of you who are joining now pretty much know about this at this point. I've only been talking about it since February. Yeah, we did thankfully have a few last-minute pledgees who got in there for the month. And right now, I would love to tell you, yes, we hit the goal, or no, we didn't hit the goal for the month of November, which will result in a cool platforming marathon at the end of December. I can't tell you that yet, because as of right now, Patreon is in the process of starting to charge those pledges and processing them and having them go through. And every month, traditionally, there's about 20 or so people who get declined. Now, this month is a weird one because if you remember, because of all the issues that have been going on my YouTube channels, I basically have had a huge number of new pledgees this month, many of which, pledged the $1 goal, which is amazing. That's exactly how Patreon can be successful, is to have a large number of people pledging a small goal, right? A small amount. That's the most successful Patreon accounts. That's how they work. They're not looking for people to pledge giant amounts. It's a bunch of people pledging a little bit. And it's going to take probably a significant amount of time for all of these pledges to process, I would think. Probably 4 to 5 days, I would almost think. But we may get some declines. We may have some people there who were dishonest and pledged nonsense. I did do my best to try to remove them. Because the way that it works is you do get a message every time someone pledges. And gee, I'm pretty sure the people who pledge $99.99 and their avatar is a pair of titties, I'm pretty sure that that's not legit. And I can remove those, and I've done my best to try to get that out of there before, the month-end calculations happen, so that we don't have to waste everyone's time with Patreon trying to charge someone who obviously is full of shit. So, we'll see. I'll let you know within the next few days. As the processing goes through, if we hit the goals, or the goal, excuse me. If we did hit the goal, amazing, right? If we hit the goal for this month, great. I would love, last thing this year, to do another awesome marathon stream for everyone where we can all enjoy, a platforming game. And it'll be, by the way, the patrons who vote and pick the game that I'll be playing out of 3 options. And that's pretty awesome, right? And then, obviously around mid-December, I'll be setting up the goal for December, which will be for January. And hey, I mean, again, not that I would not be against setting up a second Rock-A-Thon as maybe the goal for December. If people really enjoyed the Rock-A-Thon for November, I mean, obviously I would love to do it again. But we'll see what happens with the copyright issues and stuff like that. Okay? Alright, so now let's get to the subject at hand. Now I see many more people are joining the stream, so let's get to the subject at hand before we start playing today. Yes, today, ladies and gentlemen, the premiere of Just Cause 3. This is going to be the final new game that I play in the year of 2015. And not to say that it's the last new game coming out this year. It's not. There's actually way more. I believe that game Yokai Watch either is about to come out or just recently released for the 3DS. There's Xenoblade Chronicles X coming out this Friday. And in fact, also today, Rainbow Six Siege was released. So just right there's like 3 other games that are either releasing or have just recently released for the month of December. And you might say to yourself, well, gee, I wonder why Phil isn't playing those games. Well, it's very simple. I've got too much going on already. And I made a commitment to everyone this year. I said this year I do not want what happened in 2014 to happen again. Now, if you remember last year, there was a 2-week period in November. All right? And in the 2-week period that this happened, that all these games released, we're talking games like Dragon Age Inquisition, games like, Assassin's Creed, games like, I'm trying to remember because there was like a bunch of Far Cry 4. There was literally like 6 games that were all released within the same time period, okay? And not only that, but there were other games that I had already been playing, like WWE, that had to go on hold for me to play those games. And the bottom line is, I took on way too much, all right? Way too much at once. And I tried to juggle too many games. And what ended up happening was, it was days to weeks between when I would play. So I would play Dragon Age Inquisition for a stream on Tuesday, and I wouldn't play it again till Saturday. Now, if you're watching an ongoing playthrough, who wants to wait 4+ days to see a new part of gameplay? You know what I mean? And I understand that. I was trying to basically please everyone, and it didn't work. It's like people say, you can please some of the people all the time, all the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. And the choice that I made last year was the wrong choice. Me trying to balance everything, seriously. So, ladies and gents, what I've done this year, I have actively chosen to pick and choose the games that I'm interested in. And I'll be honest, I've already gotten criticism on both sides. Some people are mad because I didn't play certain games, right? If you actually take a look at the past few months, all the games that I've skipped, I mean, just to give you an idea, the games that I've skipped looking at my calendar here, Tearaway Unfolded, Uncharted Collection, Guitar Hero Live, Dragon Quest Heroes, Yoshi's Woolly World, Tales of Zestiria, what's the other one? Oh, and of course, Rainbow Six Siege, Xenoblade Chronicles X, and that's just a few. I know that I actually, Need for Speed. I didn't even mention that. Need for Speed was one that a lot of people were angry that I skipped. So all those games, I mean, we're talking a ton of games that I skipped this hardcore gaming season in order to focus in more on the stuff that I was playing, okay? And I hope for those of you who are following along these game playthroughs that you are appreciative of that and you think that this worked better. I mean, I'm trying to get feedback. It's very hard to get feedback from a large group of people. I don't know if I've ever told you guys that, but since 2008, considering there's thousands of people that watch the videos I put out, it's very hard for me to judge if I'm doing good or bad. If anything, I haven't really heard from anyone saying, man, I really wish Phil would get back to this one particular game that he hasn't gotten back to. The only game I've actually heard that from is Rise of the Tomb Raider, which, quite honestly, not many people were watching anyway, and I really, after the first 4.5 hours of gameplay, wasn't enjoying very much. And I'm not saying that I'm not going back to it. I do have plans to go back to it, but basically, out of all the games I've been playing, Rise of the Tomb Raider was the least enjoyable. So that's going to go on the back burner until I get time to play it again. Okay? So the bottom line is, I skipped a ton of games this year in order to focus more on the games that I felt were the ones that I wanted to play the most. And I hope that you appreciated that. That's why this week I had a choice. Do I want to play Just Cause 3? Do I want to play Rainbow Six Siege? Or do I want to play Xenoblade Chronicles X? And being that I'm already in the middle of a JRPG with this Gaia 5, which eventually I want to get back to, right? That's been on hiatus for a while. With the fact that I played the Rainbow Six Siege beta and I was kind of like, I see the potential, but it didn't blow me away. And that, again, it's another one of these games that's a multiplayer-only game, right? No campaign, no narrative at all. Just play the same multiplayer over and over. I said I'm going to skip it. Okay? So there you have it. That's kind of the approach that I'm taking here, is pick the game that I think I'll like the most. So Just Cause 3 is that game. And I'm starting it today. This will be an ongoing playthrough that I'll start this week, and I'm going to balance this with all the other games I'm playing, which right now my main focuses are Fallout 4 and WWE 2K16. Those are kind of the balance that I want to do this week. So you'll see a balance of Just Cause 3, WWE, and Fallout 4. In particular, today, this first gameplay stream is Just Cause 3's premiere, and then the second session tonight is Fallout 4. And that will not be live streamed. I'm going to do Fallout 4 offline, particularly because my second stream usually doesn't get very much attendance anyway, and I figure it's better for me to just play it offline, and it makes sense, right? So, ladies and gents, that's how we're going. All right, that's how it's going to work. That's how, sorry, I'm getting distracted because my laptop has never worked since day one. And I bought this laptop 2 years ago in 2013 because I was going to do live streaming, right? When I said, when I'm going to do live streaming, to do live streaming properly, you need to have something that can supervise stream chat, right? That can do all this stuff while you're streaming, and make sure that your stream's working. This laptop never loaded properly. Like when I load a browser, it half the time doesn't load the browser properly, and I have to reload the same page 14 times to even get it to not like lock up. And there's no explanation. I can't figure out why it does that. I don't know. But anyway, I digress. So, Just Cause 3, we're about to start it. Now, already I saw questions in the stream chat. Oh my god! Phil's playing it on Xbox One? Oh my god. Didn't he wait until last night when Digital Foundry released their video, their comparison video, when they did a graphical comparison and proved definitively that the Xbox One version is inferior and the PS4 version is superior, and therefore he should have bought the PS4 version versus the Xbox One version. And you know what? You might be right. You absolutely may be right. Okay? But, first of all, it's not that big of a deal to me. It really isn't. It just isn't. And number two, once again, I have to say special thanks to Machinima because, yes, they did get me another promotional copy of a game. It's this is pretty crazy because Machinima, until this year, never got me anything. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, rarely ever did I get anything through my partnership with Machinima besides, you know, making money on my videos. And every once in a while, there may have been some promotional opportunity. I mean, the biggest thing I ever got was obviously back in 2012. I got to go to E3 because of them. That was amazing. And then I got a managed partnership in 2014 that allows me to not have a lot of the content ID and copyright issues that other YouTubers do. But I never really got any kind of physical product or anything at all from them. All of a sudden this year, like especially this past few months, I've been getting lots of games. I mean, in particular, I'm assuming this Rock Band 4 that I got must have been through them. I don't know if it was or not because I heard nothing, but you have to think it was, right? I actually got Uncharted Collection, which I haven't even played, but I got Uncharted Collection, which I will be playing in the future. I got... What did I get? Obviously, Fallout 4 is the biggest one. You know? Fallout 4 was the biggest one. I actually got it early, and I was able to play it a little bit earlier because of that. And a few others. I haven't gotten, like, an overabundance, but a lot of games this year I got promotional copies, and this is another one. Now, some people are like, gee, why did Phil get this on, you know, Xbox One? I don't know. You know, the way it works with Machinima is months ahead of time, they'll send you a questionnaire, and the questionnaire is like, which of these games coming in the next few months are you planning on playing? And please check off the consoles which you would consider playing the games on. And it's not like when it says Just Cause 3, I said, I'm going to play it on Xbox One. No. You know, I would check off different things like either PS4 or Xbox One, no preference. So, what it seems to me is that, you know, they must get a certain quota of copies of these games, right? A certain quota of codes or whatever. And because I checked off, oh, I'll take either PS4 or Xbox One, you know, maybe there are people on the list that are higher priority for PS4, and so they get those codes first, and then I'm lower down on the list, and so they got leftover codes. Well, we got these codes that are for Xbox One. He said either or, so we'll give him the Xbox One code, right? So I don't know. I mean, I'm being upfront and honest with everyone here, and I have to. By the way, you have to legally now. when you get a promotional copy of a game and you play it, you actually have to put in the description of the video that you received a free promotional copy of the game. Because unfortunately, a couple years back, there was all this controversy with these campaigns where people were getting not only free copies of games, but they were basically being paid extra to make videos. But some of the criteria of the videos were, you have to be very positive about what you're doing in the video. And it's like, so I'm playing a game and I don't like it, but I'm going to have to be very positive so I can make extra money. That's kind of dishonest. And when this happened, it was not legally required that they disclose this. And there was a big lawsuit that came out of it, and people got sued, and yada, yada, yada. I wasn't involved in it. This was actually a campaign that I chose to abstain from and not be a part of because I didn't want to be a part of any kind of bullshit. But now when you get these promotional copies of games, you actually have to say shit up front. So that's why I'm telling you right now up front. Yes, this was a promotional copy of Just Cause 3. I had the game reserved at GameStop. It was already ready there for me to be picked up. But overnight, I received a code. So obviously, I'm going to go with the code, right? And I'm going to play the game on the console that I got the promotional copy for. So the bottom line is this. If the game is graphically inferior on Xbox One, we're going to call that out. And I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to say, wow, this game looks amazing if the game's running at 10 frames per second. I'm going to call that shit out and be like, wow, this game runs like fucking shit. And I'm going to be honest. And, if I review the game, that's going to factor into my review. Bottom line, I'm not going to be a dishonest jerk just because I got a free copy of the game. That's how I've always been. So, ladies and gents, that's why I'm playing it on Xbox One. And FYI, yes, I know that I've been getting some annoyances on Xbox One. It seems, from all intents and purposes, from what everyone's now telling me, there's actually no way on Xbox One to shut off party notifications. So if someone's playing a game, they search for me online on Xbox, they somehow find me, even though, by the way, I'm set to appear offline, which I'll now double check here, but I'm almost positive I'm set to appear offline, okay? But apparently, the game doesn't give a shit, and the console doesn't give a shit, and even if you're set offline, you still can get fucking attacked by these stupid messages. Look. So apparently now I appear offline. But apparently, even though that's the case, people can still send me party invites. They can still send me these pop-up message bullshit, and I'll still get it. Which is preposterous. Seriously, like, why would you create a console where there's no way to actually have privacy? And the bottom line is Xbox 360, excuse me, had the privacy. It did. Xbox 360 didn't have that issue at all. Xbox 360 would always allow you to appear offline or whatever, and you wouldn't constantly get pop-ups and shit from people. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. So, what we're going to do, as you see, I just set myself to offline, okay? I'm going to set the online notifications to on. As you can see, show notifications. The only one is supposed to be gaming and system. Since I'm set to offline, supposedly I should not get them. All of a sudden, if I start getting party invites, you'll know Xbox One doesn't fucking work properly. And I'll just go into notifications here and I'll disable them all. Because the thing is, I actually like to see the achievements, right? When you get achievements when you're playing a game, just like on PS4, when you get trophies, I like to see that. I think it's cool to see the pop-up. It's an interactive thing. I love that. It's a cool, addictive thing. Wow, I achieved something when I did this thing in the game. It's fun. It's fun to see that. It's a new thing since last console gen that's really become a significant part of the gaming experience. And I like it, but not when it's going to fucking hinder the experience of playing the games. Because to enable them, now you're going to get pop-ups from fucking assholes who want to just send you random invites just to interfere with your gameplay and your stream to troll. It's stupid. It really is. So, we'll see what happens. I've already, I've done as much as I can. If I start getting the pop-up messages, once I start the game, we're going to just go and turn off the notifications. And it sucks that we won't be able to see, the achievement notifications. But, hey, put that shit on Microsoft. I did my due diligence. I did everything I could. I consulted multiple parties. I researched online. And basically nothing says any definitive explanation. Because here's the thing. How many people really have this issue? How many people out of the millions of people that bought an Xbox One are going to be live streaming, are going to be putting videos on YouTube, and are going to be subject to this kind of trolling. What, maybe a couple thousand out of the millions? So Microsoft doesn't give a shit. It's the bottom line. They don't have that as something they're testing to figure out, gee, can we turn this off or turn this on? It's annoying, but it is what it is. Okay. Alright, everyone. So that is it for the pre-stream. Thank you. We're going to get started now with the premiere of Just Cause 3. As usual, I'll do a little bit of an intro for YouTube before we get started here. And then we'll have a solid 2.5 hours or so of gameplay for the premiere. I am planning on doing this on stream tomorrow as well. So if you're looking, for some solid block of Just Cause 3 premiere gameplay, today and tomorrow will be the times when I'm doing it. And then later in the week, I may do more. It all depends. If people are coming out every day to watch, then I'll keep playing it on stream. If not, then maybe I'll mix it up and I'll do some other stuff on stream, or, we'll see. We'll see come Thursday-wise how everyone reacts to the game, okay? All right, everyone. So that is it. Thank you for watching the pre-stream. It is now time to begin with gameplay. Thanks very much, and let's begin. There you go.